Hey guys, it's McKenna, and today, probably know what's gonna happen because I'm gonna say in the little box thing. But today, I'm triggered. Okay, I'm a triggered person right now. Triggered teen. Triggered. Very triggered. Okay. I don't use triggered. I don't like to use triggered because that's like a pop thing. So if I'm using triggered, you know I'm upset. And want to get to the point and want to tell my stories and all this stuff. Sorry, my dog. I want to tell all this stuff because I'm mad. I'm talking with my hands. That's how mad I am. Shaking. Anyways, so one moment. Sorry, it started looking a little bit blurry, so there's gonna be like this glare because I have the light on and the sun's back there because it's. Anywho, so yeah, I am mad. I'm triggered. I don't use the word triggered, so that's how you know I am mad. And I want to get to the point, and I want to reach out to people of all ages. Okay? There is something going on, and I have no clue how. And it's bigger than what I imagined when I was a little girl. But of course, I never really had social media when I was a little girl. I never really bothered into drama when I was a little girl, so I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know if it was happening. It was probably happening, but I didn't know if it was like this big or not. But lately, there's been a lot of negativity, whether it be on YouTube, on Musical.ly, on Facebook, which are the three apps that I'm going to get by and I talk about because I have stories for all three, or in real life. It happens in real life a lot, okay? And this thing that I am talking about, negativity, rudeness, disrespect, and bullying, okay? Now before I go on, I will admit, I have bullied before. I've bullied somebody. I have disrespected somebody. And I have been mean to somebody. Heck, if you ask my friends, I'm a total jerk. Okay, but I've also been the victim of bullying and disrespectfulness and rudeness. So I can understand both sides. Do I agree with both sides? No, I agree that it needs to stop. But other than that, yes, I've been a bully and I have been bullied. I have been the victim. I have been a bully. Let's restart that. I have been a bully and I have been a victim. So I do know both sides of the story. Okay? But these three apps, YouTube, Musical.ly, Facebook, they are making me mad right now. The people on these apps are making me mad. I'm pretty sure it's because I've recently just noticed it. And I don't know, it just clicked and I'm done with it. I get done with a lot of things. I argue. Okay. It's what I'm good at, or what I like to do. It's one of my hobbies for some reason. Okay. Okay, let's just talk about Facebook for a minute. I do not own anybody I'm saying, any app that I am saying either. Everything I say that is obviously not mine. It's not mine. My opinions and my words are mine unless I say it's like a story or somebody said this, okay? And I will try to make sure, okay? So, let's talk about Facebook, okay? First of all, I love Facebook, okay? It's one of my main apps that I use besides Pinterest that is just great for social media. I mean, it's paired up with Messenger, or it is Messenger, or something with Messenger. And I will talk about a little bit about Messenger too. But it has Messenger, so I can keep in touch with my friends. I can look at my friends' posts, see what's going on with their life. And, Facebook gives me a lot of random videos about cats and dogs and food. So it's a great app. One of the better, I'm using a lot of quotation marks, so if I do that, I don't mean it. I just better, because I can't find another word. But anyways, one of the better things about Facebook is its groups. I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in like a dress group, an anime group, and my favorite group is about a podcast about murder. Okay? So I'm one of those girls who like murder stories. I like to read them. I like to analyze them, see why this person did it or how they did it if it's a cold case. Or, unsolved and being solved and, oh, here's a clue, let's find it out. I'm one of those people. I like it. Okay? So the group had to be temporarily put down because, and this is a very touchy subject, because of racism. Okay? I don't support racist people. If they seem racist to one person, they might not seem racist to another person. So, in my opinion, in this upcoming story, this person was not being racist in my mind. Maybe just a little bit, okay? So, one of the persons we have on this group, hometown murders, like a hashtag that you can put in, people can look it up, read the hometown murders, and this person, it really hit close to home, like severely close, okay? And this person was talking about how they were dating this guy, and he was a man of color, and it was an older lady, not like older than me is what I mean, probably around my mom's age or something, okay? And she was talking about how when she was dating this man of color, that her mom would joke around, like racist jokes, a little bit racist jokes, about how he has big fish lips and how he might be a criminal. So she literally said 2 sentences about it, and that's it, and then went on with her story. Now, her boyfriend is not the murder victim. He is the murderer. So, as a closing statement, she said, I have a bubble in my throat. As a closing sentence to wrap it all up, she said, I guess my mom was right. Okay? And what she means by that statement is that even though she joked, her boyfriend ended up being a criminal. And at that point, she was not, in my opinion, being racist. In my opinion, she was not. She was just stating, hey, her mom was joking. It turned out to be true. That's all I'm saying. People blew up. People were saying that she was a racist. And that her and her mom were horrible people. And that they should go and burn and die and whatever. Not acceptable, okay? I get that people, if they see something that's somewhat putting down somebody of color, and they're like, no, all equal rights, sometimes they'll take it a little bit overboard and completely call the person out that they're being racist, even though they're really not. The lady was saying a closing statement, and it wrapped it up. It brought it back together. Okay? Easy essay things. People blew up, told her that they should go burn in Tartarus. I'm not gonna say the word. I know we don't want Tartarus. That's from the Percy Jackson series. Totally recommend. Anyways. Okay. Okay, I'm good. But she literally had to turn off the comments because of it. So she had to turn off comments. Who does it? Okay. So she had to, yeah. So I was a little unnerved by that because people were being mean. What can I do? I never post on this group, even though there's some story I really have been like struggling not to tell because my mom doesn't want me to tell it yet. But I want to post on this group, but I haven't yet because I need to wait for something. And I want to tell this girl and tell the people to shush, but I can't. So I leave it alone. And a few days after, there's multiple posts about people of color being shot and murdered. Like, you know, those things on, like, they'll pop up everywhere. They'll be like black discrimination, white privilege, stuff like that, which is not acceptable. Not okay to post. I don't know why people post that. It's stupid. And then people will post like Black Lives Matter, and then they'll turn into memes like Pickle Lives Matter. I don't know. That's what I see. I don't really care for that at the moment. But there was more posts about people of color dying and being murdered. And I didn't look at those comments because it wasn't really a story. It was just a post, so I didn't want to read it. I like the stories, don't like the post. So apparently there becomes a big racist fight about it. And the creators of the podcast have to come on to this group. And they are not the creators of this group. This is just one of the many groups of this podcast. And one of these like fan person made. And they never intended. Excuse my English. I'm having a very hard time talking, apparently. Anyways, but they never intended for it to get this bad. They never wanted it this bad. And it got that bad. It's ridiculous, okay? So, first, one of the main people comes on, or one of the editors comes on, and it's like, hey, we're gonna shut this down. And then the second person does it, and the third person does it, so now nobody can post. That makes me upset because here soon my chance of posting my story is going to go up. Here soon. And if I can't post it on the day that my chance comes, I'm going to be upset. And I'm not going to be very happy with the people. I'm not happy with the people, okay? Because of racism and people accusing people of being racist, the group got temporarily put down. I'm not happy with that. So there's just one story of Facebook. I have two more, okay? And yeah, I have a lot of stories. This is one huge story time, okay? So, I have an aunt, and she's struggling a lot. And I don't want to get too much into her life situation, but let's say her daughter just lives somewhere in Portland and can't come down to see her in Portland, Oregon, and can't come down or go up to see her, okay? So she goes and she's like, hey, can somebody drive me up to Portland? I'll give you $20. And she posts this weekly because she needs a ride every week to go visit her daughter. Whoops, hold up. So, I mean, people should be nice and go like, yeah, sure, I'll get you there, keep the 20 or whatever. Because from where she lives, 20 is not enough gas money to go up to Portland or go down to Portland. So people started being mean, saying she doesn't really care about her daughter. She shouldn't be able to care for her other 2 sons. And something else. That is not acceptable. You don't know, people don't know her life situation. People shouldn't be able to do that. People are not allowed to do that. That is not okay. It is not acceptable. But people do it anyways. And my mom wouldn't drive her up because she has responsibilities here. She has to look after us kids. She has 3 different jobs going on right now, all work from home, except for her photography business. But she has 3 jobs and has to take care of us and my grandma and the dogs. We got 1 more dog, so we have 2 dogs. One's a puppy, one's 15 years old. It's crazy in our house. So she can't go up, but she knows how hard my aunt is struggling. So please excuse her as I itch my head. So she sees all this comment, and it's not okay to comment that. It's not okay to say, oh, you don't care about your daughter. She loves her daughter. She loves her a lot. It may not seem like that at times, but she loves her a lot and wants to visit her. And she can't do that because she doesn't have a ride. So it's not okay for people to just say, oh, you don't care, oh, living situations like that, and can't tell her what she can and can't do or stuff like that, and be rude. It's not okay. Oh, I just scratched myself. That's not okay either. But my mom stood up for her and told them, hey, no, don't do that. You don't know her life situation. She's going through a hard time right now. So hopefully somebody in the kindness of their hearts takes her up there. I don't know. I'm not keeping up to date. But that's my other little story. That's really not acceptable. If somebody is asking for help and they offer a limited amount of money, or if they offer babysitting to go to like the grocery store or something because they don't have a babysitter and they really don't want to take the kids because the kids are grumpy and don't want to go anywhere and they need a babysitter, and yeah, somebody should be nice and help them out for a little bit, unless it's like constantly and it's just ridiculous. But in that situation, it wasn't. So my third story is my story, actually. Oh, am I bleeding? Sorry, I've also had a bloody nose recently, so I'm like checking my nose constantly. So I was in a very toxic friendship with one of my best friends, and I didn't know for years. And I should have known. I've had multiple toxic friends. I am not very good when it comes to friends. I've had multiple toxic friends. I've had backstabbers, everything, okay? So I finally get up the nerve and the courage to break this friendship with a really special friend to me. We've been friends for like 5 years until I broke the friendship with her. Or known her for 5 years. So I've known her for 5 years. And in the middle of, closer to the end of the year, like maybe after my trip or something from Ashland, which was a fun trip. Totally recommend going to see some plays down in Ashland. They're amazing. Anyways, down, up, sideways, wherever you live, go to Ashland. It's fun. Anyways, so after my trip, I got enough courage to break the friendship. And yeah, she was hurt by it because she didn't think she was very toxic, and you know, she should know that. I kind of broke it up because she started spreading rumors about my cousin and was helping somebody cheat. It wasn't acceptable to me, so I broke off the friendship. And I don't talk to her for 2 weeks. There's like my family's talking out there. I don't probably can't hear. I'm just hearing, so I'm like, okay, fine. But haven't talked to her in like 2 weeks, okay? From when I broke the friendship with her. And then I get a text message or like a messenger message from her cousin. I'm not friends with her cousin. And I don't know what her cousin's doing texting me. And I know of this cousin. I've met this cousin. I've talked with this cousin. And my friend talks about this cousin constantly, okay? So I open up the message because I can open it up and not hit like accept to talk because I don't want to talk to her. Especially after what she sent me. Okay, so I haven't talked to my toxic friend in 2 weeks. And her cousin, or my friend's cousin, goes, you should leave blank alone. You need to stay out of her life, stay out of her drama. I think at one point she called me a female dog. And I don't know, I don't have the message anymore. But she said some pretty rude stuff. I haven't had contact with my toxic friend for 2 weeks. Since we go to the same school, if I see her in the hallway, because I go to her classroom after my first period class, and she's walking out of her first period class, and her first period class is my second period class of that day, or third period, because it's like off and on schedules, I focus. Sorry about the bad focus, but I will not look at her. I will maybe glance up at her or move out of the way, and then I'll look at the floor glaring, because that's how I tell people, I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you, go away. It's how I deal, okay? If I don't like somebody and they're just walking in the hall, I'll glance at them, glare at the ground, and keep walking with my head down, glaring. It's just natural. It's just how I do. It's weird. But haven't had contact with this person. Didn't really acknowledge their existence until maybe finals, or until she said sorry about how I treated you and stuff like that, because she was feeling sorry at that moment. So I don't know why my friend, toxic friend's ex-friend, cousin was talking to me, because I haven't had contact, and she was saying all this rude stuff, and that's not okay either. Okay, she was telling me to stay out of my friend's business. I wasn't even in her business. Why is she in her cousin's business? Okay? Our friendship was pretty open. Her whole family knew about it. I was like her best friend. So, I mean, yeah, she would probably tell her parents and her sister and, yeah, her cousin, because they're pretty close too. But it is not acceptable to go into other people's business. And yes, I am guilty of going into other people's business. If there's drama around the school, like so-and-so broke up with what's-her-face, I will be all up in their business going, hey, are you dating somebody else? Hey, how do you feel about this? Hey, who broke up with somebody else? But I do it on a down low, low key. What's the pop culture talking about? I'm not familiar with my new trending words, but you get what I mean. I don't like literally go up and say, oh my gosh, so you broke up with what's her face? What happened there? Who broke up with who? Are you sad? Is she sad? Are you happy? Is she happy? I will not do that. I will probably back it up a little bit, maybe ask a question if I'm friends with them. If not, I'll just watch them, see how they react near each other, and get my information from there. It's not my business. I stay out of it. So it's not acceptable to go into other people's... Turning it up a little bit. Turn it up. Okay, it's not acceptable to go into other people's business. Especially when it's drama and breakups and friendships like that, okay? Not okay. Don't do that. So there's my little Facebook rant. 3 stories. Done. Okay? So the next app I'm going to talk about is Musical.ly or TikTok. They're kind of one and the same. So I might call it Musically, or I might correct myself and call it TikTok. But if I'm talking about Musically, I'm talking about TikTok. Or if I'm talking about TikTok, I'm talking about Musically. Confusing. I know. I'm confused too. I don't get the update. Anyways, so I follow a bunch of people on, you know what, I'm just going to call it Musically. I follow a bunch of people on Musically. And I like cosplay. So I follow a bunch of cosplay people. And funny people. And people who like this or that. Or they're just playing out funny. And a lot of the people that I follow are different. Like, they're part of the LGBTQ plus community. They are in a job that's maybe labeled as a man's job. But I follow those people. There are 2 stories on here. So it's going to go 3, 2, 1. Maybe more for YouTube, because I got a lot of problems with YouTube right now. But on Musically, I follow a lot of LGBTQ+. I follow a lot of people who are different and stuff like that, okay? So naturally, with the LGBTQ community, there's going to be a lot of hate. Which is very sad, because I don't understand it. My house family is very open-minded, very like, you do you, that's okay. I'm not going to mess with you. Dad's a little skeptical about calling them in bathroom things, which happened 2 years ago, which is understandable because he has kids and he doesn't want a pedophile boy walking into the girls' bathroom when me and my mom are in there, or some weirdo walking into the boys' bathroom when my brothers are in there. So I can understand where he's coming from. But, I'm from an open-minded family that accepts people a lot. So I'm not exactly sure why people would be mad and not accept people who like the same gender, who don't feel comfortable in their own body and want to change it up a little bit. Like trans people. If they're going from girl to guy, I mean, who wants a lump of... This is gonna sound really weird and gross, but who wants a lump of fat on their chest that's heavy? I mean, I kind of have to accept it. Plus, I've been bullied that mine are too small. Not gonna worry about that right now. That's not the situation here. But I can understand how people would no, I don't want that. Hey, let's try being a guy for a while. Or, if they dress up like a guy and they start feeling like a guy, they'll be a guy. Okay? Or, they do like their bodies. They just needed to make a few changes to make it more them instead of not them. It's like dyeing your hair, which people have a problem with too, but we're getting better on that. So I don't understand why people will be mean to them. Like, for one, it's their body. For two, what difference does it make if they're dating a person of the same sex gender? I mean, literally the only difference is the private parts. Like, are you saying that it's wrong because they can't do the frick-frack with the person? Because there are ways. I mean, not that I know of. No. But, I don't understand why people are mad about it or don't accept it. If you like a guy, you like a guy, whether you're a guy or not. The only difference is that person has a dingling and the other person doesn't. Or if you're a girl and you like a girl, that person, the only difference is that person doesn't have a dingling and that person does. I don't see a problem with it. I don't know. That's just me. So, I get a lot of people on there who will yell at my friends saying, or especially the trans people, they'll yell at my friends saying, haha, nope, you're a girl and it's obvious. Or, haha, you're a boy and it's obvious. And that's not okay. at all. One moment. Yeah, no, not okay at all. Like, you can't tell them what they are or what they're not. Just like you can't tell them what their job is, or you cannot tell a single person what they are. You can't tell them, hey, you're an engineer, even though they want to be an artist. You can't tell them, hey, you are going to do this. You can't tell people that. It is not your right to. Sure, you have your right to opinions and stuff, and you're free to say that. But it is not your right. And I don't think it's an opinion when you say it as a fact. Okay, like you could be pretty nice about either asking for pronouns or asking for gender. Some people will get mad because they get frequently asked this, especially on Musically. They'll get frequently asked, and the person will just say, look at my bio, and they'll get sick of it. And I can understand that. It's tiring. Even though I have no clue what it feels like, I just watch from the sidelines because I'm not famous. Anyways. But people will be like, no, you're a girl, or no, you're a guy. Stop trying to pretend like you aren't. No, it is not your right to do that. Okay? Not your right at all. You have no right to do that. You can ask politely saying, hey, I think you're a girl. Is that true or not? Because you might know you haven't looked at their privates. They may sound like a girl, or they may sound like a boy, and they may be the opposite gender. Okay? Or they may not have a gender. Gender is not what private part you have. Gender is what you want to be called. Like, if I wanted, I would say, hey, call me a dude. I don't want that. I want to be called a girl. Leave me as a girl. Okay? Sex is the part, not the frick, but sex is the part where you either have a dingling or, I don't know what to call them. Let's call them cookies. You have a dingling or not dingling, okay? That's sex. And that's where the bathroom situation comes on. If they don't feel comfortable saying what part they have, they don't need to tell you, and they just want to stay non-binary. And sometimes you really can't tell. I walk down the street and I sometimes get looks because my hair is short. It used to be shorter. You saw that Christmas, if you are subscribed, you saw that Christmas channel, or the Christmas episode that I put what I got for Christmas, because, oh my god, Christmas is amazing. But I had really short hair, and I cut it because I was just done with it being pulled and whatnot. And you don't know those people's stories. Like, I'll walk down the street with that short hair, and I get looks at, and you can't really tell because I may be wearing a dress and have short hair, or I may be wearing baggy clothes and a hood and a hat and have my long hair hidden and look like a guy. That's what I used to do. I would use to, like, flip over my hair, put my hat on, and have it, like, bangs, like fake bangs in front of my eyes, okay? So sometimes you can't tell. And that's fine too. You can either say, hey, I don't want to be rude. Can you tell me your pronouns so I don't get them wrong? Or you can say, hey, or you could just say nothing at all. And then call them they, them, there. Okay? But it is not your right to tell them that they are a boy or a girl. Okay? It's what they want to be. Let them be. Okay? It's like, they told me I could be anything when I grow up. Anything I wanted when I grow up. And they're a boy. I want to be a girl. You leave it at that. You don't tell them no. Because then that's going back against that saying. And people do tell us littler kids that you can be anything you put your mind to. If they want to be a boy and they're a girl, let them be a boy. If they want to actually change themselves into a boy, let them do that. Raise the money, help them out. Because they're going to need it. They're going to get so much criticism. And it's not okay. It's really not. Okay? So besides the LGBTQ plus community, I mentioned how boys' jobs, how there's are boys' jobs and girls are not allowed. What is one of the most popular boy job that girls are not allowed in? military. People get discriminated, females get discriminated in the military. I follow one of those people, okay? She signed some consent to be filmed in this video. And it was like posted on Facebook or something. Or on Musical.ly or something. And she went on a rant on Musical.ly about how she usually gets like, oh, you should go do this to this person. Oh, you should just stick to this. Some things that I don't want to say on my YouTube channel. Because they're gross and they're disgusting and ew, why would anyone want to say that? Blech. Okay, so she was like, yeah, I get that all the time. That's not exactly okay. I'm used to it now, though. And she said the one comment that did take her off, though, was one that said, I hope that when she steps out in the field, she's the first one to get shot and dies. That is rude. That is unacceptable, rude, and how dare that person? Okay, who wishes for a person to be dead? She's already said most of the things that I am saying, but how rude, how dare they? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable at all. Why would you do that to a person? Why would you hope for somebody to die? No. That's how some people get so upset that they really do. They pass away and they do it by themselves because people have told them multiple times to do it. And that's really not okay at all. Not acceptable, not okay. Needs to change. Okay? So, she's mentioning that she's like, it's not okay either. She's upset about it too. And she's going on how you shouldn't do that, and she's basically doing what I'm saying right now and ranting about it. Okay. And I don't understand why people would do that. That is not human-like. And sometimes that can be used as secondhand murders to suicides. Okay? And yes, trigger warning. Okay? So stop here. Okay? I really don't like people who are mean. I don't like people who are rude. I don't like people who are rude to people to make them to the point of taking their own lives. I know people who have. I've known my uncle who has. I've known one of my kind of distant friends have. And I know friends who have tried. It's not okay to tell people to do that. It hurts them. It's not right. Really, at all. And I don't understand how people can do it. How can you live like that? That can literally be pressed charges on that person for secondhand murder. It's not right. Fix it. So there's my little rant. I'll stop with the semi-seriousness and let's talk about YouTube because dogs. Because my dog is freaking out right now. Lovely. Okay. Anyways, she's freaking out right now, and I have no clue why. And I can't edit this video, so. Okay, but let's talk about YouTube, okay?